For undisclosed reasons to the public, the mansion is put back onto the market months later, while Brio Rose Realty Corporation faced criminal charges filed by one Luke Wright. After the news of the lawsuit broke out and the realty company's declaration of bankruptcy, rumors quickly spread across Luxbourne City. But for those who still believe in the stories of the old, and those who know the truth, it is but a testament to the curse and the secrets of the Ermengarde mansion is hidden for centuries. If there will be a time, those will finally be revealed. Only by the hollowed halls of the mansion know. To this day, it stands still, or silent. However, on nights when the wind howls and thunder booms across the sky, some still claim hearing of voices within, of cries and wails that fill the nights, and desperate calls for help for anyone who dares listen. And for those who once tread its halls, as for one who... Oh! Oh! Oh, so cute! Despite their problems, Luke and Hannah Wright managed to salvage their 7-year marriage. Not without its fair share of challenges, of course, especially for Luke. But for the sake of their children, he tries, although the man still fears fatherhood, afraid of becoming like his father was to him. However, with a little help from Hannah, he eventually comes around, especially when the twins are born. Oh, they're so cute! He's still far from being a good father. He thinks he will never be. There are parts of him that will always remain unpleasant and will exasperate Hannah to no end. But even someone like him sees the joy in this, in having a family. For the first time in a long while, he admits he's content. They're happy. Months after her recovery, Marianne McCullough heads back to her homeland, ready to close a chapter of a past she has left hanging for so long. There she visits Lorraine's grave, asking for forgiveness from the girl she once loved, something she has intentionally avoided for years. Although the terror of what she has witnessed inside things to her, she bravely chooses to move on from it, turning a new leaf by focusing on a new branch of her interior design company and leaving her interior design company at Luxbourne in the hands of her secretary instead. Although she never returns to the city after, she is frequently seen visiting to check on the people she's become acquainted with in her years there. Having finally accepted herself, she won't deny she is in a happier place now. Despite making the Ireland branch of her interior design company her focus now, Marianne continues to cater to her most avid patrons in Luxbourne when requested. And after her work on the Ermengarde mansion, the Wright couple, particularly Hannah Wright, have never trusted another to handle the design of any of the place they own. Upon moving to their new place after giving birth to hers and Luke's children, Marianne's name is the first thing she calls, while the woman is quick to fly back to the city at the socialite summons, not only helping with the decorations of their new place, but also assisting with renovations, much to Hannah's delight. Since then, the two women have kept a close friendship. Often, they can be seen going around town together when Marianne is in town, and Hannah can be heard recommending the designer to her peers during parties. In a city close, keeping an ear out for any gossip, one can't deny that both women have found a confidant in each other. With help from family and friends, Zachary Steele is soon able to open a photography studio of his own, something he has only dreamed of having as a child. Although he still hopes to get back to making indie films someday, client work and small projects has kept him mostly busy. Hectic as it may be, he can only be glad for the amount of work pouring in. It has made moving from the incident in the Ermengarde mansion easier, if not faster. But while there are still nightmares, with support from his family, his doctor, and his own drive, the dark images have finally turned into pleasant dreams. He's aware he won't ever truly forget, but he's no longer running away. At times, when he's not busy or after a hard day's work, he thinks there's another story for the big screen to be told in that. An idea he may soon turn into reality once time affords it. In the months that follow, Rebecca Gales becomes a prominent researcher within Luxbourne's major academic circles, especially after writing what she has discovered about Ansem Village and the Ermengarde mansion. With the help of Professor Andrew Clark, she is soon able to secure funding to continue her research, presenting her findings yearly at local and international symposiums. Now at the tail end of her current study, she hopes to publish her first book, correcting all inaccuracies in the city's current history. A move supported by both colleagues, students, and friends alike. Though she knows she still has a long way to go before she can even begin to change people's minds about it, Professor Clark has warned her as much. She perseveres. Doing it not for herself, but for the sake of a history the future generation must never forget. No matter how disturbing her experience with the curse may have been, she remains the worrywart she has always been. Even after what she has seen, she continues to fret over people she cares about, sometimes much to their frustration or embarrassment. But if there's one thing that has shifted in her relationship with the people in their little group, particularly with Zachary Steele. In fact, on numerous occasions, she's been spotted dropping by his new studio, bringing the man food on days when he's swamped with work, but also seem to have grown more comfortable around each other than before. Maybe it's born out of their shared experience, or maybe the way they see each other has simply changed naturally, due to the years they've known each other. Regardless of the whys, it's a change the man welcomes and appreciates. In turn, he strives to return her kind gestures whenever he can. For all the horrors they've seen, who would have thought something good will come of it? Things have inevitably become strained between Ashton Frey and Rebecca Gales in the months following her confession. And with their lives getting busier, the two have eventually drifted apart. Although neither talks about it, and the teacher still strives to forget an old love, it's clear in Rebecca that there is still feelings left she couldn't let go of. If anything, however, this has only made it obvious how much has changed between them, and how much she has clung to the idea of Ashton from their younger days, the one that may never have been there in the first place, merely an idea for a starry-eyed young girl. But if there will be a time, she will be able to accept this, to move on from the hurt, and repair an old friendship that has fallen to ruin. Only she knows. Amidst her struggles, Rebecca finds an unlikely companion in Luke Wright. While being a father has kept him busy nowadays, he still manages to make time for his goddaughter, Kylie Suarez, though the man still won't admit it when he asked. Rebecca still regards the man as inseparable. She doubts it'll ever change. But after all she has seen, much as she denies it, she now considers his presence the closest thing she has to comfort. A similar sentiment the businessman seems to hold, even confiding in the woman of his own problems and fears, things he couldn't voice out to his wife. Their friendship may be awkward at best, but with the grim reality of death having once shadowed over the two of them, it's something they eventually grow fond of in time. With her newfound courage, Isabella Santos finally chooses to pursue what she really wants for herself. Having made enough to keep her family afloat for a few years with their blessing, she quits her job at Briar Realty Corporation and takes a scholarship offer from the local university. Though remarkably out of practice and unsure if she'll be able to keep up by the time she returns to university, she finds her feet soon enough with the help of people close to her. And with her confidence and her skills growing, so do the number of people recognizing her and her work. It doesn't take long for several award-giving bodies to take notice of her. For all her accomplishments, however, she has never truly forgotten what has happened at the Ermengarde mansion. The images still remain in her, and on particularly unpleasant nights, terrors continue to visit her dreams. She knows those won't ever disappear from her life. It has become a part of her, in the same way death has permanently taken from her. However, she's no longer afraid. And with a brave face she carries on, earnestly wishing that someday she'll be able to paint brighter, more vivid thoughts on her canvas. An honest portrayal of life and hope amidst the fear. Shortly after accepting the scholarship grant from Luxembourg University, Isabella moves from Samwell Residences in favor of staying in a dorm close to her campus. Although Rebecca Gale's quick to offer assistance for the move, she does admit she will be missing her neighbor for more than 5 years. When all is said and done, she's become fonder of the girl over the years, and with their shared experiences over the curse, they have only grown closer. Isabella leaves with a promise to visit every once in a while. And even though she still jokingly complains about Rebecca's bossy attitude, she confesses that she also misses the woman's fussing. After all, in a place miles away from her real family, Rebecca is still the closest thing she has to a sister. More than a year later, once everything in their representative lives have settled, Zachary Steele and Isabella Santos finally hold their first exhibition together. A project that has been in the making for almost 2 years, after the photographer casually brought it up to the other artist. While merely intending a small event, While merely intended to be a small event, it has been surprisingly attended by several members of Luxembourg upper class and the art enthusiasts. Although only a few of the pieces have been meant for sale, the show has brought prominence to Zachary and Isabella's names in the city's art scene. It has been followed by several other exhibits by the two, both in and out of the city. Currently, they are planning to hold their first show overseas. Yet, even with this unexpected, overwhelming fame, friendship between the two has remained strong. Theirs, after all, is a bond that goes beyond being mere partners in a small project. He's her family, as much as she is his. My God, this epilogue is long! While she's aware she still has plenty of ways to go, getting back to school has also opened a lot of opportunities for Isabella. At times, part-time work has started to come in droves when she's able to support herself financially through her art alone. Something she has only dreamed of as a child. And when clients are generous enough, she's able to send money back home as well, despite her family's reassurances. One such client is Miriam McCullough's interior design company, who frequently commissions her for murals after the woman has learned of her skill. Though at times she finds it difficult to keep up with the interior design standard for quality, it is a job and a challenge she's only too happy to accept, if it means doing what she loves. Following his success in bringing several major cases to a close, Ashton Frey receives a recommendation to transfer to Luxborn's lead agency against organized crimes. An endorsement early backed by the newly appointed successor to the late Chief Inspector Lee, Abigail Harris. What happened to Lee? Did he die? What? Knowing he'll have more resources, leeway, and a bigger chance at ultimately bringing Luke Wright to justice, Ashton Frey accepts. He still warns the people close to him against Wright and his associates, but only a friendly reminder now, more than anything. Though he does worry, he believes they are wise enough to know what they are doing and trust their judgment. For now, he decided to leave the evidence and the law speak for itself and take care of the man once the proper time comes. Nowadays, police work and operations keep him busy, sometimes taking him away from the city he grew up in for the days on end. A rare thing for him to enjoy once upon a time, yet this time he never loses his drive. Simply growing more determined after having finally found a clear purpose close to the rush of excitement he dreamed of as a child. Although Ashton still keeps mum about the specific details of his work, his experience with the curse has slowly taught him how to open up, especially to those he knows that genuinely care for him. He still has a long way to go, he knows that, but for the sake of the people who are still with him, those who have chosen to stay, he hopes there will come a day when he no longer has to hide behind his own lies. A day when he is no longer afraid of facing the truth in his own words. On his days off, Ashton is usually seen loitering around Zachary Steele's studio, either to help him out on one of his pet projects or experimenting with or exasperating the other man on purpose. Either or, it's mostly the latter. At certain times, he'll volunteer to model for one of Zachary's projects, in spite the photographer's reassurances it is not needed. Regardless, Ashton insists, before complaining how meticulous the whole process is hours later, to Zach's utter amusement. Though sometimes they may get into small, trivial arguments, things have stayed cordial between the two. If anything, the ordeal they've both gone through has merely strengthened a friendship the detective didn't expect to find in anyone. Oh, so cute! After a bit of fumbling, a few missteps here and there, the moments of briefly allowing their uncertainties to hang over them, Ashton Frey and Isabella Santos finally finds a rhythm. Theirs isn't a soaring love story by any means, nor is it a happily ever after, often told in the picture books that the girl has only ever dreamed of having in childhood. Far from it, in fact, despite what people glimpse their eyes or glean in their gestures, they both know better than to cling to ideals. A stranger will say they're in love, hopelessly, genuinely. And there is certainly truth in it. One only has to look. However, what they never see is this. Beyond the soft smiles, fleeting glances, and gentle touches, only meant for the other, is a grief, a terror that never seems to lift, constantly filling their nights with echoes of an unforgiving wail and unwelcome dreams that stirs either awake in darkest hours of dawn. It has never truly left them, and never will. In the same way, the light scar on Ashton's hand will never fully heal, or the horrid images in Isabella's mind will never fade. But they cope. In hushed whispers and tender reassurances, with light kisses and long embraces. When that no longer surfaces, when the horrors become too much for them to bear, they have each other. Warmth to hold onto the coldest of nights. And for them, it is more than enough. Oh! Okay. So that's the game. Curtis and Arton. I'm sorry, I am butchering your name, and that is the voice actor of Luke Wright, and he is good, and there is singing, so I will shut up.
Choice is a mistake. I lied to the Lord, I lied to myself, I lied to you and everyone I care, until there were no more lies to tell. Cowardice is easier than being brave, but at last I found the strength I lost to sing my love letter to you. 'Cause people can lie, but my lone heart beats true. It was a simple question, my answer came too late, and every time I said no, I wanted to say yes. They say speak your mind, tell the truth, but there is room for each regret. So many fears to overcome, so little time to conquer them. I lied to the Lord, I lied to myself, I lied to you and everyone I care, until there were no more lies to tell. Cowardice is easier than being brave, but at last I found the strength I lost to sing my love letter to you. 'Cause people can lie, but my lone heart beats true.
That is a lot of people who back this game. Holy shit, that's amazing.
I am, and in the prison of my heart, I was my only slave. But in the depths of my cold soul, I'll leave the burden and despair. I'll fight for what's worth fighting for. Forget the fear, forget the rest. I lied to the Lord, I lied to myself, I lied to you and everyone I care, until there were no more lies to tell. Cowardice is easier than being brave, but at last I found the strength I lost to sing my love letter to you. 'Cause people can lie, my lone heart beats true.
Well,
Teal? Where are you, Teal?
uh-oh.
Teal? Please? She's here! She's still here, Teal!
Fuck! That's creepy.
Help me! Please!
Oh god! Ah! Okay. Okay, thing to read. Ugh. And we want to thank you for spending time playing the litter. This doesn't make me feel good. Ah! Ah! Kylie, no! Jesus Christ. I should have burned the mansion. I should have done that. Fuck. Okay. I feel like that wasn't the true ending. Hold on. Gallery. Epilogue. Epilogue. Okay, so it wasn't the true ending. Miscellaneous. Okay. Wonder what the other two are. But, oh, fuck. Still don't know where you come into play. This one on the one with the bed. Shit. Well then. I'm gonna have some things I need to take care of, I guess, to get the true ending. I have a feeling that one of those things is this. But I think I will do that on my own time, collect those memory fragments so that I can try and get the true ending. At least that's my hope, that maybe doing that and I can talk through about each memory fragment. But yeah, like, I'm definitely gonna have to split this up into 2 videos, that's for sure. Just that last bit left me unsettled. But anyway, guys, this is Cat Demon 43, and I hope you have a wonderful night, day, week, whenever, and I will see you all next time. Oh, Carly. I'm so sorry.